So the Tyrese Haliburton trade was a failure. We've covered that ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. It has been analyzed up and down, and just as simple, if you Google Tyrese Haliburton Kings trade, there's all kinds of new articles. Old friend Tom Ziller put one out. He actually just published one, well, I think just a few minutes ago. The problem is that a lot of people are, we talked about context earlier. Was the Tyrese Haliburton for Domantas Sabonis trade a failure? Yes. Yes, it was. There's no way around that. But it didn't have to be. Okay. It's important to go back into history, and it's important to go back into history, and let's go back to rookie Tyrese Haliburton on the floor with De'Aaron Fox. Now, granted, he was a rookie, but De'Aaron Fox was the alpha and the omega of the team. And remember, Monty McNair just drafted Davion Mitchell. And in retrospect, now you can kind of see why he drafted. At the time, that's weird. Well, now you can see why he drafted Davion Mitchell. And again, I would have much rather, in retrospect, it had Alperen Şengün or a couple others, but you could tell they drafted Davion Mitchell because, well, number one, Franz Wagner wasn't available. That was who they wanted to pick. So you pick up Davion Mitchell, and I think that was really the first nail in the coffin. You're going to need a backup for De'Aaron Fox, and it's not going to be Tyrese Haliburton, or you're going to need a backup for Tyrese Haliburton. It's not going to be De'Aaron Fox. But I think when Davion Mitchell got picked, that was really the first public flag that those two weren't staying on the Kings. And by the way, I agree with that. I think keeping Haliburton and Fox together would have been silly. You would have stunted both. And at the same time, please remember, they had Rashawn Holmes at center. They had no front court. They didn't. They were more imbalanced than they are right now. They really were. They're just kind of the opposite imbalance now. They had they had to do something. And I'm not doing revisionist history. We were on this show screaming about it. This team is imbalanced, and Monty McNair needs to get off his ass and make a move. What I don't know is, did he want to trade Fox for Sabonis? I don't know that part, but I do know Indiana would not have done that trade.
The rumors were before the trade that it was Fox for Sabonis.
The rumors before the trade? Wait, what? Oh, the rumors before the trade
was that the Kings were looking to trade Fox to Indiana for Sabonis.
Oh God, I don't even remember. I don't remember the rumors. I don't remember there being rumors. I remember that. I remember very specifically. I was on the way to the airport to fly down to Phoenix to go do spring training with Jason, and I pulled over on the side of the road when the Woj bomb dropped, and did not see that coming. But Fox,
are you sure? I thought you were doing the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Wasn't that what happened? Weren't you going down?
Oh, you're right. No. You're 100% correct. I'm sorry. You're right. It was the Super Bowl. That's right. That was that's right. That was the Super Bowl week where we had Pierre Garçon, and I almost threw up. Thank you.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff around that happening that I remembered not fondly.
Yeah. No, me too. By the way, me too. And I don't know where these rumors that Fox and Sabonis was on it wasn't on the table. I'm not saying it was for all. I mean, maybe the Kings offered it. I don't know that. I know Indiana did not. They wanted Haliburton. I think it was more a salary thing as much as anything else. But in a different world, I have no way of knowing, and neither do you, that if that trade had happened and De'Aaron Fox, I can promise you this, dude, if everything else stayed the same and it was De'Aaron Fox to Indiana, a same exact move, and everything afterwards happened exactly the same. Pascal Siakam to Indiana. We had Davion Mitchell. We didn't do anything else really. I can't sit here and tell you that De'Aaron Fox would be doing what Haliburton's doing right now, but I can tell you the Pacers would be a better team than the Kings. And I think a lot of people would be saying, why the hell do we trade De'Aaron Fox? Like, all of a sudden, De'Aaron Fox has turned into this like garbage, empty calories, terrible player that has no value whatsoever. Okay. We're talking about a guy that just put 60 up last year in a game. We're talking about a guy that did it with a jacked finger. And I hate to say it, you will see next year when he's playing for the Spurs with Wembanyama. Again, unless he's not healthy, you're going to see it. Oh, Fox is a loser. Fox didn't have the heart. Fox wasn't a leader. You're on the Kings. You're on the Kings. Why is the last batch of copium we have as Kings fans the fact that we can't see through to the human aspect? Listen to me. Imagine you work for a company that is constantly worse than all the other companies. You work for a restaurant that is constantly being lapped by every other restaurant in the area, year after year after year. And you've seen friends of yours that you work with go to the other restaurant, say, I can't do this anymore. I quit. I want to make it work here, but man, every single time we get something going, they change the menu. I got to move on. And they go to the other restaurant and they're having a great time. You see them at a bar. Oh, life's great. Everything's awesome. I feel good. Oh, well, what happened? You just bailed out on us? No, I was there 7 years. And just when I thought we got it right, you changed the menu again. And it's just going to take time for Kings fans to come around on Fox. Some won't because they're stubborn. But Fox left here because he feels the same way we do. It's not going to change here. It's not going to change. I don't know why so many have issues making that leap. And magically, Haliburton goes to a competent team with a competent decision-making process. Oh, my God, they're being successful. They added a player, a star. They took a chance. They spent some draft picks. Ooh. How is it happening? Why is this happening to us? I can't figure it out. We must be unlucky. No, it's not complicated.
That Fox analogy I wouldn't agree with.
Which one?
The working at the restaurant.
Tell me why.
I would say it would be like all of that's happening, and then you're like, hey, I'm going to leave unless you keep the boss that we have right now. And they say, you know what? Not a lot of people like the boss, but okay, we want to keep you. You can stay. And then everything starts to go downhill again, and then that person is seen, I'll come in a little later, I'm not doing my best, I kind of just want to get out of here. And
you think he tanked it at the end?
I don't think he tanked it, but I don't think he wasn't locked in. Like, if you're saying, like, I want Mike Brown so much, he is the only coach I'm going to play for in Sacramento. I'm telling you that right now. I don't care what other people say. And then when stuff started going bad, was he getting locked in? I know he had a hurt finger, but
I can't argue that with you because it would just be a never-ending argument.
Now, I'm not saying it's most of his fault. I'm saying it's the King's fault.
No,
but I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve some of the blame.
I'll even concede. I will concede that point for the basis of the overarching point I'm trying to make, which is I think you and I would both agree if the Mike Brown thing was how you describe it, and we'll just go all the way, that you got it exactly right. That at best was the straw that broke the back. That was not, we did not go 0 to Mike Brown. That was a long list of not making moves, promising they'd make moves, saying moves were inevitable. People in the front office literally telling players that they were about to get John Collins. That is a real thing that happened. And then continually watching everybody else around them pass them up. Now, I'm dangerously getting into, and I do apologize for that, relitigating the Fox thing. And that is dead. Well, that will come back up next year, I promise you. But I think it is incredibly important, not just now, but in the long run, next year, the year after, when Haliburton and Fox are doing what they're going to do, what Haliburton's doing right now. It is very important to understand that the Sabonis for Haliburton trade, in retrospect, was a good trade for both teams. But what happened with the Pacers after that, and what did not happen with the Kings after that, is why the Pacers are where they are right now, and why the Kings are at where the Kings are at right now. Coming up at 7:43. Excuse me, 7:28. So in 15 minutes, we'll pick this back up, because what I am seeing that I don't like is that this is becoming an irrational, illogical dislike of Domantas Sabonis. Like this is his fault. And this is how it happens. And this is how guys get run out of town for pennies on the dollar, because it becomes about Sabonis and he did nothing wrong. We'll talk about that in 15 minutes. We will take a break right now. When we return, 3 for Madness. OKC in this next series, Shams Charania and the offseason. And OKC and Copycat. Sorry, I just want to look at our audience since that guy. Oh, hey, our audience is up 36% since that guy said we're going to lose audience if we talk about this. That's weird. We'll take a break. We'll come back with even more audience next.
The Sactown Sports 11.